Hey everyone, so we're going to look at how to graph some stuff. Hopefully this kind of gives you a good idea of how we're going to be graphing things throughout the year using sheets. We are going to be doing a lot of graphs by hand, but I think it's a really good idea to learn how to do things in sheets. It's pretty similar to Excel. Sheets has gotten much better in recent years. So let's see how we do. So what we're about to graph is what you graphed in the previous class by hand. And let's see how our answers compare. All right, so first you got to get that data. So let's see, we're going to get rid of class 2. Here is class 3. So we have volume 0 to 50. All right, so it's measured in milliliters. So let's get that open or typed out. So volume, we got 0, 10, 20. Check this out. Sheets is pretty cool. Excel does this too. I can highlight, actually. Okay, never mind. I'm in Screencastify. I don't want it messing anything up. We can show you the cool stuff some other time. And 50. All right. And I think we had mass in this column. So let's type in mass. I think that was in grams. Yep. So, it's probably easy to have a partner just read it to you. 0, 1.12. Then what do we have after that? 2.8, 3.9, 4.2. 2.8, 3.9, and 4.2. Okay, so there's our data. It looks something like that. So how do we graph? It's actually really straightforward. Okay. You're going to carefully highlight. Oh, that's just like that red circle is just like a PowerPoint, like a laser pointer thing. So you're going to highlight all your data. Then you're going to go up here to insert, chart. Now, right before you click this, I just want to say the chart probably will not look like what I want it to look like at first, but just hit chart and you can edit it in a second. So right there, you'll notice they did a lot for us here, maybe too much. Let's see if the chart title is right. Mass we want on my Y, volume we want on the X, so Y versus X, that's good. Mass is on the Y, that's good. Volume is on the X, that's good. I will show you how to switch it if it switched it for you, okay? The chart editor automatically comes up. I'm going to X out of it to show you how to pull it up on your own. One other thing that's wrong with this is that, notice how they kind of like connected the dots? It's not a straight line. I don't like this at all. So we're going to do a lot of work here. So let's click on the chart. You see these 3 little dots here? Click on that, edit chart. So the first thing I want to change the chart type. I like the dots. I like those better. Okay, that's just more real. That's what data actually looks like when you plot it. Now, if your X and Y axes were mixed up, this is where you do it. See how on the X axis is volume? If I click there, I could change it to mass. And series is what's on your Y axis. I could change that to volume, but that's not what I actually want. Okay, I want volume on my X and mass on my Y. To double check that that's right, just look at your values. I think this makes sense. At 1.1, that's on the Y, volume is 10. Yes, that makes sense to me. All right, I don't think you have to touch anything else here. All right, let's go to customize because there's some other stuff I want to show you. Chart style, you can just change what it looks like a little bit. I wouldn't bother right now. You can change the background color, you can change the border color. No need to change any of that unless you really want to. Chart title and axis titles, you can change it a little bit, but I think they're correct right now, so you don't need to change the chart title. Axis titles you change right there by clicking on those. Series. So mass is your series or your data that you're plotting. You can, I don't even know what that does if you click on that. You can change the color. You can move the axis from the left axis to the right if you want. You can make the points bigger or smaller. You could change their shape to like squares or something like that. We'll just leave it as a circle. Let's see. So here's something I want you to add. Okay. I want you to add a trend line. That's your line of best fit. Okay, and there it goes. You notice how it doesn't really fit the data perfectly. Actually, it fits the data well. It doesn't really go through the individual data points though. All right. So just keep that in mind. It's a straight line that kind of fits the data pretty well. All right. R squared value, you don't need to change that. Let's close this. Horizontal axis, nothing you need to change there. On the vertical axis, I think we're good there. And let's see, grid lines and ticks. We're good there as well. All right. So we'll close that. So take a minute, make sure you plot your data. Should look something like mine. Actually, here's the one thing I want you to do. I want you to make yours not blue. Okay, so figure out how to do that. And I don't want the data points to be circles. Kind of spoke about how to do both of those. You can look back at the chart editor again right here, edit chart. And so I don't want yours to be with blue circles. Change that. Okay, so here's your data. Now, what can you do with it? It's kind of hard to do rise over run with it because remember what we said. I don't want you just taking two data points and doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We don't do that. That's nonsense. We have to use the line of best fit to find the slope using rise over run. That's very hard to do here. Okay. Now, the powerful thing with Excel or Sheets is that it can do it for you. Okay. So here's what you do. You're just going to click anywhere. I just click below my data, pick a box, hit equals. Okay. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. You can find like the average of some numbers, the sum. You can do a ton of stuff. But what I want to do is I want to find the slope. Okay, so I'm going to type in the word, so equals slope, open parentheses. Okay. Now, sometimes on yours, depending on if you've done it before, it'll tell you how to do it. You're going to select and highlight your y data, not the word mass, just the y data, so that's your mass. Just like that. So cells B2 to B7, comma, highlight your x data, close the parentheses, and hit enter. Here's your slope. Now, first thing I would think about is, does that slope make sense? It's like 0.086. Well, we'll think back to what your data was when you did it the other day. That is about right. Okay, it's less than 1/10. If you look at the data here, or at least it looks like it's about that. If you look at the data here, it looks like our slope, yeah, it's pretty small. I mean, the total rise over run, if you were estimating, the total rise would be 4.2 and the run would be 50. So 4.2 over 50 is going to be like 0.084. So that's about right. Now, how do I find the x-axis, or excuse me, the y-intercept? So this is the slope here. Just to remind yourself that it's the slope, if you click on the cell, it tells you what you did there. Just hit escape to get out of that if you ever make a mistake. So to find the y-intercept, you do basically the same thing. Equals, I think it's intercept. Is that right? Yep. And then you're going to, open parentheses, highlight your y data, comma, highlight your x data, close parentheses, hit enter. Does that make sense about 0.176? So the y-intercept is not actually 0. Look at it here. It's actually a little bit above 0. Now, when we actually graph stuff by hand, I generally encourage you to make the y-intercept 0 and then draw your line of best fit, because we know that it's definitely 0 there, but it's not entirely necessary. Okay, so there's our slope. I would label that, maybe just right here, slope. Here's your y-intercept, y-int, all right? If you were going to write, y equals mx plus b, y equals, there's your m value, there's your b value, okay? Now, you're pretty much done here. Again, if you watched the video, hopefully you know the couple little things I want you to do differently. I already mentioned them. I want you to upload this to Canvas. Now, I am not 100% sure what the best way to do that is. I believe if you make a shareable link, if you click on share, and say you know, I think you could do this one here. So only people added can be it. Let's see, share with people. I think. Oh, so if you go to change link to Syosset CSD, anyone in this group with this link can see it. So any Syosset school district email Google account can see it if you use this link. So you're going to copy that link, upload it to Canvas. I guess what I'll put in Canvas is that you have to upload like a URL link. Upload it to Canvas, and you should be able to, or I should be able to see it from there. Okay. It'll still be a live link. You can edit it. I can edit it. but I want it to be like a live sheet so that I can see, that you actually typed everything in and that you did what I want. If you're having any issues uploading it, when in doubt, take a screenshot or get the shareable link, shoot me an email, say, hey, I couldn't upload it to Canvas. Here it is. Um, Actually, it looks like okay. You'll be able to add me as a viewer if you want to. Don't You don't have to make me an editor. I don't have to edit anything. But you can add me as a commenter. Whatever, but I really just want to see it. This is just to see if you can do it. Okay. So good luck with that. If you have any questions, I'll be in class. We'll be doing this in class. But feel free to refer to this video as you need to. Now I have to figure out how to end the video. I'm gonna guess I click up here